Hi Dresser Cuties, Winnie here. Today we're going to draw a Labubu witch, so let's get started. To draw this cute witch, let's start by drawing the eyes. So I'm going to start right here with a big curve. And then I'm going to come right underneath it and draw this oval. Nice and big. And come right back up. Then we're going to come inside and draw a complete oval right in the center. And since I have enough space, I'm going to make it my Draw So Cute Labubu eyes with two small circles inside for highlights and a curve at the bottom and shade in the top. And lines at the bottom. And same thing on this side. So just go ahead and go across, say about this wide. And we're going to do the same thing. There. So now that I have that, we're going to come to the sides right here before I forget and draw some lashes. I know I said Labubu, but this is kind of based on the Mokoko. So we're going to add some lashes here and same thing here. First some lashes, and then in the center we're going to add a little heart nose, so about right here. Draw a little heart. And then, of course, the big smile. So let's come back to the center of the eye and come out, say about right here. And same thing on the other side, about right there. And let's go ahead and draw our big curve right underneath these eyes. Oops. And same thing here. There. Okay, so now that in, we're going to come back to the center, about right here, and we're going to draw 4 teeth on this side. 2, 3, and 4. And then on this side, we need to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more right there. And then, so now that we have that, let's come to the sides right here. I'm just going to use this as my guide. Come out about right here. And I'm going to start to draw the face. I'm going to curve around the teeth. So same thing over here. Just kind of draw this ovalish face shape. And we're going to go right underneath these teeth. There. Okay, finally got that in. And then I'm going to come out, say about this wide, and we're going to just thicken it up at the outside. And here and there, if you like, you can zigzag a little bit. And so same thing here. You can zigzag a little bit so it looks like nice and furry. And we're going to go really close. So let's say about right here to finish off this curve. And we're going to go across. There. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to go ahead and I'll bring this in a little bit more. And the reason is because we have this hat we need to draw. So I'm going to use this part right here. I'm going to go ahead and curve over the eye, go up about here, go all the way to say about right there. And then whatever space I have left, I'm going to go ahead and finish this head shape, and then also this part right here. And connect. There. If you're not comfortable doing that, of course, if you're using a pencil, you can just draw the usual Labubu head shape and then put in the hat. So now that we have this curve in, I'm going to come back to say about right here, and I'm going to curve this thicker, go up, and bring it down for the hat. Bring this up a little bit more, and then come about right here. We're going to thicken it up and go to the other side to say about right here and connect. And just add a little curve right here as well for the back of the hat on the other side. There. And then of course we need to draw the top of our witch hat. So let's say about right here. Just imagine this is coming through. We want to make sure that it's the same width as the head. And so we're going to go up. And same thing here. And then we're going to come to a peak at the top, round it off, and then come down. A little tail, and then just bring it in. And then of course some details. You can put in a daisy right here, just like the original. So let's make it easier. I'm just going to draw like a half circle, and let's go ahead and draw some petals there. And we can come in here, put a little band, and then there's also some bands going over and going this way if you want to add in some details there. Okay, so now that we have that, the hardest part is done. Let's go ahead and draw the body. So right underneath this eye, right about here and here, I'm going to draw a soft angle line out. So I know that's where the body is going to start. And then in the center area, right about here, I'm going to draw the, come down for the dress. And about, let's see here, I'm going to say about right here, I'm going to stop and cut it off and draw this really big bow. So this is the center of my bow right here. And I'm going to go out past this line right here to create this bow and bring it in. So same thing here, go past, down, and of course some details in here, the bow. And then there's another section to this bow, so it's a double bow. About there. And then, of course, then we have the dress part, the skirt part. So let's say about right here. I'm going to pop it out. And now about the same height on both sides. I'm just going to go ahead and connect it. A little bit of a wobble all the way across. There. And then make it roughly. We're going to pop this out on both sides. And now we're going to just wobble much more all the way across. There. Okay, and then of course come back to your center about right here, and we're going to start the legs. I'm just going to draw two curves coming out, and then about right here zigzag a little bit if you want. And same thing here. And of course the little feet. So 2 angles and then zigzag. And same thing here. There. And then now the arms. So we're going to come out about right here. And zigzag if you like. And come down. Bring it in. Zigzag. And then just tuck it in. And then just make it simple. Just draw 3 little curves. And same thing over here. So right here. There. Okay, and then for some details right about here, we can add in some buttons. And there's this ruffly part right here. And let's see, are we missing anything? Hopefully not, but we have a heart, so that is pretty much it for my drawing here of this cute Labubu witch that is a Mokoko, but we're just going to say it's a Labubu witch to make it easier. Thanks so much for watching, and if I helped you today, please make sure to give me a like and subscribe so you won't miss any new Draw So Cute videos. See you later.